Before we get started, I just want to tell you all to stay till the end of the video for an announcement regarding this series. Hey everyone, it's Alexander Robinson. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to Top 5 Favorites. This is the video series where I take a look back at a movie that I either love or at the very least enjoy and list off my 5 favorite things about it. And this weekend we've got Deadpool and Wolverine coming out. This is the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine team-up movie. It's the only MCU movie we're getting this year. And in honor of that, I'm making a video revisiting the original Deadpool from 2016. This was one of my favorite movies the year it came out, and one of the more unique comic book movies that has come out in the past decade. So without further ado, these are my top 5 favorite elements from Deadpool. Number 5, Wade and Vanessa's romance. This is one of the most important aspects of the movie because it's basically the driving force. It's the reason Wade Wilson goes through the experiments that turns him into a mutant freak and become Deadpool, and it's the reason why he goes after the main villain. And what's funny about this romance is that when it starts out, these two people are both crude, horny, and just really there for the sex. But as the movie goes on, they start to form a real relationship, especially when it's discovered that Wade has cancer, and demonstrates the lengths that each person is willing to go to save the other and to be there for them. It's definitely something that hasn't been emphasized as frequently in other comic book movies in the past decade. Even with the MCU Spider-Man trilogy, I don't think the Peter and MJ relationship is as strong as the Wade and Vanessa one in this movie. It's a shame though that the Deadpool movies never really capitalized on this even more, to the point where in Deadpool 2, Vanessa is fridged, so that's very disappointing, but in this first movie, I think the romance definitely works. Number 4, Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Colossus. One of the more infamous aspects about the original run of X-Men movies from Fox was that they didn't really get a lot of the characters right, and Colossus was one of those characters that they certainly didn't get right in the first couple of X-Men movies and Days of Future Past. This time around, Colossus is actually done more justice. He's closer to how he is in the comic books. The contrast that he has between Deadpool and even his X-Men in training, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, is really fun. Colossus is essentially supposed to be the good guy. He's the one who doesn't really curse a whole lot. He's trying to do the right thing, compared to Deadpool, who is just crude, vulgar. He kills people left and right. He has no intentions of being a hero. And then Negasonic Teenage Warhead is just the moody teenager. One of the best characters in the movie just because of how much she doesn't give a crap, how much sass she delivers to Wade. I mean, one of my favorite moments is when he finally goes to recruit the two. She opens the door and Wade goes, "Hey, Ripley from Alien 3. And Negasonic Teenage Warhead just responds with, "Fuck, you're old." There's a lot of great banter between all 3 of these characters, and the addition of both Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead definitely helped amplify this movie. Number 3, fourth wall breaking. One of the most critical aspects of the comic was Deadpool's ability to break the fourth wall, basically talk to the reader, and without that, you can't really do Deadpool proper. And the fourth wall breaking in this movie is probably the best I've seen since Ferris Bueller's Day Off in 1986. You really get a sense of how great this is from the opening credits, where you have credits like starring God's Perfect Idiot, or written by the real heroes of this movie and directed by some overpaid tool. Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick's script is just very clever, very tight, and it's also thanks to Ryan Reynolds' performance that really makes all the fourth wall jokes hit that much more. Not to mention, all of the jokes made at the expense of both Green Lantern and X-Men Origins Wolverine was like icing on the cake. Number 2, the unconventional storytelling. I briefly talked about the opening credits of the movie, but what they depict is an in-progress car crash where Deadpool is in the middle of the action, and then we're suddenly introduced to him briefly, we get that big action scene, and then the movie kind of jumps backwards in time to give us a very unconventional origin story for Deadpool. We basically get to see the events leading up to the big action scene that the movie starts with. And something that other Marvel movies have never really taken advantage of. The only one that even came close to doing it was Captain Marvel, which I like, but it didn't do it anywhere near as good as with Deadpool. Again, the script is just so clever and so well thought out. And definitely one of the better scripts in terms of superhero movies in the past 10 years. Number 1, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Now, as great as the script is, I feel like it would have all been for nothing had Ryan Reynolds not stepped up his game as Deadpool. When he was first playing the character in X-Men Origins Wolverine, everyone said that he is perfect for that character, and I thought to myself, he's awful in that movie. And this was me saying that as somebody who was not familiar with Deadpool. Then I got more familiar with the character and realized that, yeah, he could play this role well, but he was just in a god-awful movie. And thank God he was given a second chance to do this, because he really does embody the character of Deadpool in the same way that Robert Downey Jr. embodied Tony Stark, or Hugh Jackman embodied Wolverine. There could only be one. And the thing that really works about Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is that he's clinically insane. Like, he is screwy in the head, he breaks the fourth wall nonstop. The best way to describe him, I don't know who said it, but he's basically a mentally insane Bugs Bunny, because not only are his line deliveries great, but his physical performance is just outstanding. There's a moment where he's arguing with Colossus about the moralities of being a superhero and whatnot, and during that conversation, the villain Francis gets away, and when Deadpool sees this, he just does a and you get a sense of how upset he is just through the mask. Like, the eyes move in the mask. It's great. And he also does that really quick. If he's not a live-action Looney Tunes character because of his physical performance, then I don't know what he is. And because of that, he ends up being my favorite element of the original Deadpool movie. And there you go, those are my top 5 favorite elements from Deadpool. Now, the big announcement I want to make at the end of this video is that from this point on, this series is going to be member exclusive. This video, the Inside Out one, and the Godzilla Kong: The New Empire one will still be available for public viewing, but every video from here on out in my top 5 favorite series is going to be for members only. And speaking of which, I do want to thank all of my current members right here. Thank you so much for your support. If you would like to help support the channel even more and get exclusive access to perks that no one else gets to see, including future episodes of this series, then you can join my YouTube membership for as little as $1.99 a month. And this Friday, I'll be doing an extra top 5 favorite elements for Logan. So that video and every other video in this series from here on out will be member exclusive. And you can join for as little as $1.99. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you to my YouTube members for supporting the channel. And thank you all out there for subscribing and watching the videos. Even if you're not a YouTube member, your subscriptions and views definitely help out a lot. So until next time, I want to know what your 5 favorite elements from Deadpool are. Whatever they may be, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button to get notifications. If you want to follow me elsewhere on the internet, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and my theme park and travel channel right here on YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, have a good day and take care of yourselves.